Hi everybody. Today is just going to be a quick kind of catch up on everything that's going on. Today is Saturday and I had a chance to get to see my grandchildren. They came in for a very short trip this time and it was important for me to see them because I wanted to make sure I did that before the surgery. And it was so great getting to spend what little time with them that I had. I'll put some pictures in of the two of them, and right now they look like Mutt and Jeff because Zach is about to go into his senior year in high school. Hard to believe. And Dylan just finished his elementary school or primary school, and he's going to be going into middle school in August actually. So exciting times in their lives. And they both look so grown up that it's, wow, amazing to me. It's going way too fast. I have to think about doing something about a car because my lease is, actually it's up already. And I'm living on borrowed time with the car right now. I'm using extra months and I don't have much time left. So I wanted to take a look at the possibility of getting something for less money that might work for me and keeping the payment down lower for now, not knowing where the future is taking me. And I decided I was going to go look at a Subaru dealer because a friend of mine just got a Subaru and she loves it. And she said it was absolutely wonderful. It had all-wheel drive. It was very comfortable. She loves everything about her car. So I thought I would try. I have a couple of important things for me in a car. One of them is the heated seats. I also love cooled seats. I had that in my Lexus, but I don't have that in the Mercedes. And but the heated seats at the very least. I really love having that safety feature that they have built in of the danger from the left side, not of going into another lane, but of anybody being in your blind spot. So that was really important for me. And a couple of other safety features that they have. And the one other thing that might be a unique important thing for me is a media player, because I watch movies in my car. Obviously, I don't watch movies when I'm driving, but in my business, I often am waiting for people. Or if I'm taking a long ride, even if I'm just listening to the movie in the background, makes the trip go much faster for me. So those are the things that I need in my next car. So I decided to take a ride and see if I could find, I knew there was a Subaru dealer. I just didn't remember what street it was on. And I thought I remembered it was in Hicksville. It's not all that far from where I was, about maybe 15, 20 minutes. So I started driving. Next thing I knew, it was an hour later, and I was much farther out onto the island than I had planned to go. And I finally came across a Subaru dealer. I had come across every other kind of dealer, but I came across the Subaru dealer and I had to laugh because it had to be the only tiny little Subaru dealer in the world. When I walked in, they had two SUVs in their showroom, two cars in the showroom. And I said, do you have the Legacy? And they said, oh, we have one Legacy. Okay. And he said it was a middle of the road car. And I said, well, that's not going to have what I want, I'm sure. But he did show it to me. And the whole thing took probably 5 minutes because it was a worthless thing. I needed to go into the other dealership, which was a big one. And I should have gotten the address before I left, but I didn't. So that's another thing that's still on my agenda. I have to bring my car in for service and for the inspection on Wednesday, and I only have 4 days left during the week to get everything done, so not a lot of time. I'm running out of time rapidly. But it was lovely because I took a long ride. It has been a long time since I've taken a long ride, and it's an especially long time since I drove and took a long ride. So it made me feel normal. Normal's a nice feeling to have. So that was really great. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done at home, doing the very best I can with what limited time I have left. Thank God, I mean, the air conditioner is working. Is it working the way it should be? No, but it is working well enough for me to function. I pray that it lasts the summer and that I don't have to deal with it, but I definitely will need it when I come home. There's no question that that's going to be an important factor for me. So that is something that I will keep an eye on, but I'm hoping it goes well. Once again, I'm praying for a perfect surgery under the circumstances, and that everything that I need in order to function optimally will be left intact, and that it will go better than the surgeon expects. I've told her that. I said, I expect to see you at the end of the surgery with a big smile on your face telling me that you think it went much better than you thought it would. I am concerned about the role that the plastic surgeon is playing and all the extra healing that will need to take place from that part of the surgery. I made a big mistake, I realized, when I was talking to the doctors, and when originally the surgical oncologist had wanted to do the surgery right away. When she presented it to the tumor board of the hospital, their recommendation was that I do radiation first to give me the best long-term chance for recovery, because it was encapsulated and self-contained, and thank God, I mean, there was nothing else at this point. And they felt that I would have a much better chance that it would not come back in the same location if, in fact, they did the radiation. Secondarily, they also felt as if the radiation caused the tumor to pull away from muscle and pull away from the femoral nerve and pull away from any blood vessels that might be peripheral to it or involved, or it leaning on that it would just make the surgery that much easier, and for me it would leave me in better shape. I am also praying that they're not going to have to take lymph nodes, or if they do, that they will just minimally do that, so I don't have to be concerned about lymphedema for the rest of my life. So I'm praying for that as well. My biggest prayer is that with that long surgery, that my body tolerates it and that I don't have to be concerned about the anesthetic. Being under anesthesia for 12 hours is definitely of concern to me at this point. But I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm just going to dwell on the good stuff. I also wanted to just touch base quickly on the subject of knowing things. We all know things if you think about it. Anytime you have a premonition about something, you're knowing something. You're getting that feeling that that place in your body or your support system or whatever you want to call it, there is that pit of the stomach feeling when you know something needs to be addressed. We have to pay attention to it, where you get a kind of a feeling not to do something, or for somebody else not to do something, or to be careful, or to be wary, or whatever. That's all a knowing. It's just a question of to what degree and how open you are to it. It's like, I always wanted to play the piano. That's a whole other long story, and it's silly for me to get into it now. I will tell you just kind of quickly. My mother went searching for pianos for a long time when I was a little girl, and she used to take me with her. She was looking at used pianos, and we would go into people's houses and look at these beautiful pianos, and she would rule them out one by one. The piano that she wound up getting was an old upright that had a mirror on the top. One key was chipped off, and it was, some of the keys were getting yellowed. Sound was good. Aesthetically, as a small child, it bothered me. So I could not really be as involved with the piano as I would have been if she had gotten one of the beautiful ones. That may sound silly, but it's just who I am. It's that feeling of interacting with loving, beautiful things around me, being surrounded by beautiful things and beautiful sounds and whatever. My brother, on the other hand, wound up taking piano lessons, and he wound up writing music and being incredibly talented at it, along with many other things that he took on in his formative years. He was a very talented man. Incredible photographer. He wrote well. His art was great. I was good at things, but he was always a little bit better. That was my older brother, who's a psychologist. Okay, I am trying very hard to just live every day and not focus on today, tomorrow, the next day, whatever, and to deal ahead of time with whatever it is I'm going to have to go through. I am enjoying some of my moments. It's funny because when I was going to see the boys today, I didn't have much time. Their mother told me she had made plans with a friend of hers, and I'd only get to see them for a short time. And I said, okay, I'll come straight over. This was after an appointment this morning at one of the houses that would be closing soon. So I said I can be there in 15, 20 minutes. And then she said to me, well, don't rush, because she said she was picking Zach up at the golf course and she was going to take them out to lunch. So I thought, well, why don't I go to lunch with them? And I texted her, and by the time she got back to me, she said they already ordered their lunch and that they would be back soon. So I decided to get my own lunch, because if she had done that, I might as well have my own. And I wound up going to Boston Market. I don't know if that's all over the country or something just on the East Coast, but it's chicken and vegetables and really nice food, except for the fact that that food is bloody salty. And I didn't realize how salty until I stopped eating it for years and then had it again today for the first time. So that's something I'm not going to be doing a heck of a lot of, but it was still nice to have it. Beautiful day here. Sun is shining. The sky is blue. It's not beastly hot. It's just a nice, warm, sunny summer day. So that's all good. That's kind of it for today. I can't think of anything else that I need to talk about. I will. The wig I'm wearing today is the Gabor Sweet Talk, and it is in the shade 23101. And I forgot what that's called, but let me see if I can find it. It just says 23101. This is not the soft shade, it's just the one color. And when I washed this, I wasn't as thrilled with the way it came out, but it's fine. And it'll work just fine for now. So I definitely want to get those others done for you so you can see how I do care for the wigs. And after washing it, I wasn't that thrilled with it, but it's not bad. It's really okay. My makeup, very simple. After watching Patty's video this morning, I decided to go with my purplish look, which I do very often anyway. This is the eyeshadow that I used today. This is the Tom Ford Quad, and this one is Orchid Haze, number 13. So Patty, I don't know if you're going to see this, but if you do, it's got that really pretty kind of deep purple in the aubergine or in the eggplant color. And these are the other colors that went with it. That's the only thing I use today, and it really works well for me. So take a look at it. And I put this on a long time ago. It's really been on all day, so it certainly wore well. He gives you a lot of product. It is not inexpensive, as anybody who has ever played in that pool knows, but it really is good. At least if you're paying that amount of money, you're getting something that's going to last and is incredibly blendable, and there's really essentially no fallout. So it's really wonderful in that regard. So that's it. Just wanted to fill you in on that. Oh, there is one final thing. I should not have done it. I needed to get my Urban Decay primer potion. I mean, look at this. It's almost gone. And this I need. I use it always on my eyelids, and my shadow has been so much better and stayed so much longer since I started to do this. I really am extremely happy with it, so I needed to order that. And they had a 20% off, and it was only a few more days, and I did something I had absolutely no right to do. I picked up 2 fragrances. I figured I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do with my makeup in the early days, but I surely can wear a nice fragrance and smell good. I'm going to do a whole video on fragrance at one point. I know at least 1 or 2 of my subscribers have asked for it. And my signature fragrance for many years was Bal Versailles. Then they stopped making it. I used to get it from Paris. The one that you got here was not the same. It was nowhere near as good. But I had that for years and years. And when they stopped making it, it made me crazy because I adored it. The first time I ever smelled it, I was working in an office, and this woman walked in, and I said, "What is that?" And she told me that's what it was. So after those days, I needed a new fragrance, and I tried some. Some fragrances make me sick, and I'm very, very fragrance specific. So for a number of years, I used Estee Lauder Azure. Can you see it? It was wonderful. I was reading some reviews on it, and you know, some were saying how wonderful it was, and that people always say, "What is that?" when the reviewer wears it, and some were saying it's not the same. So I took a chance, and I got it. This is what the bottle looks like. It's pretty. It's very elegant, very simple. It smells very much like the old one did. And the best part of it is that the fragrance lingers. It lingers for a long time. 1 squirt is all you need. I squirt it here. I rub my wrists together, and that's it for me. So I never use a lot of fragrance. I also bought something else, and you know, never in my life did I buy fragrance without smelling it. And I've taken a chance. I really wanted to go back to the Chanel No. 5 because I love that scent. And the Chanel No. 5, I don't know if I think I've told it before. When I was doing the bathroom, for one of the 28 trips that I made to Home Depot, I was looking at tile, and I was walking around this one aisle, and all of a sudden, this scent wafted by, and I felt as if I wanted to follow the scent, which I did. And I finally said to this woman, I said, "Forgive me, what are you wearing? That scent is wonderful." It was Chanel No. 5. So I will get that one at some point, but I did not. I did something else bizarre, totally out of character, and at a time when I really can't afford to be splurging on extra stuff. But again, it was 20% off, the lure of the sale. I don't know if any of you have ever tried this. I don't know if it's called Muggler or Moogler. And it's Alien. Now, people were raving about this too. There were some people who said they didn't like it right away, but when the perfume dried down, that they really loved the fragrance, and that other people would stop them. Why did this girl buy it? I'll show you why. Because I fell in love with the bottle. I'm a purple girl, and look at that pretty purple bottle. The fragrance, it's a strong fragrance. Again, that one little squirt. I don't love it when it first goes on. When it dries down, I like it a whole lot better. So I'm going to give it a try for a little while and see. But it was the epitome of stupidity. I almost got the Black Opium, I think it is, the Yves Saint Laurent. I think it is. But I decided to get this instead. It was cheaper. And I thought, let me give it a try. And as I say, it'll just be a really pretty addition to my collection. Where the collection's going to live, heaven only knows. But wherever it is, it's a pretty piece, unless I decide to give it away. So that's my story for today. This doesn't want to stay out of my eyes. I'm pretty happy with the makeup look. I didn't wear a whole lot of face makeup, but I am holding my own, doing the best I can, and functioning. And what more can I ask for at this point? So take care. Just wanted to bring you up to date, and love you all. I will talk to you soon. Take care. I hope your day is wonderful. Bye-bye. I have not forgotten about doing the wig care video as well, and I'm going to try to squeeze that in before I go to the hospital. I really need to wash a couple of the wigs anyway, because I'm sure I'm going to have to wear them post-surgery when I get home, because I don't know how long it's going to be before I can take a bath, or I don't know if I'll be able to lift my arms, or, you know, wash my own hair or whatever. So I'm going to try to have a contingency plan for that, and hope that it works out. As long as I can lift my arms high enough to put my makeup on, I'll be a happy camper. Take care.